Alright, replay review, Danke on Blaze here on Cursed Hollow. Initial thoughts, comps, and such. Your comp seems pretty standard, pretty general. Just overall looking at it, I like your odds here. You've got a solid offlaner in Blaze. You've got Rhaegar, who's a great Stormlink hero. You've got Muradin, general good tank. Zul'jin's fine. Falstad's generally fine, especially good on this map with its global and gust for boss control. So overall, generally good, well-rounded comp. No real weaknesses in you guys I see. Over there, first thing that sticks out to me, well, actually, first thing is the Hawk over there, also very good off lane. So get a pretty textbook off lane matchup on our hands. And from what I recall about this replay, that is kind of what you wanted to focus on. Just playing around Dahaka and such in the off lane, leveraging rotations, not taking too much damage. I believe sounded like you maybe took too much damage trade from Dahaka and you want to know how to improve that, so we'll pay special attention to the landing phase here. They got Cigar, good split push threat, so watch out for that. False Dead, or you should be able to match that pretty well. Both of you can deal with Zagara fairly well. Blaze is not bad into a ranged matchup. If you have to lane versus Zagara, you can poke pretty well with Q, has good self-sustain, and you can even look for engages. If he lands an oil into an E, and then just press all your buttons and shunk him out of lane. Also, of course, also global, so can match that. And then, ranged can just throw stuff at her. Zebo is also a decent split push threat, so you're gonna have to watch your side lanes. I do think you're a lot better in team fights, so you want to try and leverage that. Just keep an eye on the side lanes. Fortunately, again, false stab with the global could help with that a lot. Kharazim is also interesting. Kharazim Garrus especially. That duo very much wants to play for picks, so keep an eye on bushes and try and avoid Garrosh flanks if we get a throw into like a seven-sided or just general Kharazim damage. That could be difficult. You can survive it with Bunker. Falstad should be able to survive it because there's not much follow-up CC and he can just E out. Burden should be able to E out if it's up. I mean, Zul'jin even has Tez Dingo, so actually, you're fairly resilient to that. But just keep an eye out, and just a straight-up brawl over objective or whatever, if everyone's there's no, like, surprise picks or flanks, I think you're solidly favored. Yep, let's get into that here. Okay. First things first, I don't love this mindset. So, Cursed Hollow, by default, there's no real defined off lane. Where the off lane is depends on really where your team wants to be, and the off lane is not there. So on somewhere like Infernal Shrines, the map is not vertically symmetrical. Bot lane has a bit more prio, so you can just kind of say off lane's top a lot of the time. On Cursed Hollow, there is technically some not inconsistencies. It's not perfectly symmetrical. The hierarchy is slightly different around top and bot, but not really worth mentioning. The big things are the camps, of course. But again, that's not super important. I mean, there's top boss lane. So arguably, if you're just looking at a base Cursed Hollow with no objective, arguably bot is the off lane because you have your top boss to play around, and if you get top 4, top boss can push the keep, etc., etc. Also have this bruiser camp to push mid, which is gonna be better to push with than the siege camp. But really what you're looking for the offlane is where objective is, because that's gonna be the biggest difference maker in the first few minutes. General rule, if all else equal, you want your offlane opposite objective. And objective is random on Cursed Hollow. On Garden, it will always spawn bot the first time, so you can reliably put your offlane top, but it's random on Cursed. You have no idea where objective is spawning. So what I usually like to do is just stay mid with the team for the first 30 seconds. At exactly 30 seconds, the objective it'll show where the objective is spawning, and you can go opposite that. Yeah. I don't know why you chose top here. Is more what I'm trying to go for. Like, either you want to be the off lane, which, by definition, on this map is going to be opposite objective, in which case you want to see where objective is, or you want to be with objective and have false death split because he has a global. That's also valid, but again, also depends on where objective is. So unless there's some other reasoning for this that I'm missing, I think this mindset is a mistake, and you should wait to see where the objective is spawning. Starting bot is also really odd here if you're planning to go for objective. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. If you're planning to go for objective, starting bot is also odd. Or not, sorry, if you're planning to go top, starting bot is odd, because you'll have to clear bottom, then rotate all the way to top, and you're absolutely going to miss top soak by doing that.
3, 2, 1.
Decent strategy. I do like your camp invade ability here, especially with the global, because Falsely could be in a side lane and then global in for a camp. But you're generally stronger early game than they are. Okay, so you were just getting watchtower and then heading mid. That's fine. You don't need to step out. Okay. Two things. First, you don't need to step out next to the zombie wall initially. You can wait till the waves crash, especially since your team is kind of playing down here. If you're posturing more up there, you can step out and try and clear the waves before they crash. Where are you? I forget which button you are. 8, 7, 6. You're 6, alright. So, first mistake, I think, you're posturing where your team kind of isn't. Second mistake is this raw E here. Blaze generally really hates raw E's. The exception, of course, is if people are clumped up in like a choke point, they can't easily dodge, maybe you're on a flank and they don't see you. Stuff like that you could raw E, but here, absolutely not. There's so much space for them to sidestep, and I think Nazeebo just naturally sidesteps. You just kind of threw wall and went down, and you just threw an E. So now your escape button's down. If you want to hit with an E here, you generally want to use oil spill first. Hit them with the 50% slow. That makes hitting E a lot easier. And it's a lot less of a commitment to throw your oil spill. It's less of a relative cooldown because it's charge based, and it doesn't shoot you in and use your escape up. So now, after this E ends, you're in a little bit of an awkward spot here. This is why the raw E's bad. You missed your E, a lot of your threat is down, and oh hey, there's their entire enemy team, and they can easily collapse on you. Boom, 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 boom. You're in the middle of their team. Your team is not really in a position to follow up. So you're probably going to need to burn D to get out here, or at least get out with most of your life. You're not even trying to get out. You're kind of just eat in. You're not pressing D. Absolutely should be pressing D. Don't be intimidated by the cooldown. It actually gets a lot of cooldown reduction from just hitting Q. You should really just use it at any point like this where you're about to take damage. Honestly, you can even use it to do damage yourself sometimes when you're trying to hardcore trade. So yeah, this is gonna put you down. And there's a tongue, there's some more CC. Yeah, this is putting you down heavily by default. I'm gonna guess this is why the next couple minutes are gonna be rough for you. So you're gonna obviously tap, and then if you want to head top, go top. But I would also just go bot here. I guess some fellas are bot. You can go top. I thought this was Samuro for a second. I was like, you don't have a Samuro. That's Murden and Rhaegar. A little weird. Okay. So we tap. Honestly, I would just back. I would have, after seeing Falstad heading top, I would have just backed. Like, you have mid bot wave taken care of. Falstad's heading to top wave. Just use this opportunity to back, refill your health, because you don't need to catch any waves right now. That's fine. Awkward happening bottom. So yeah, this is... I don't think this rotation is useful, because again, Falstad's already catching top. And they can do that. Like, it's going to be you and Falstad on the sideways. Ideally, how you want to play this is... this 3 Muradin, Zul'jin, and Rhaegar. You want to play 1-3-1 with this, really. Muradin, Zul'jin, Rhaegar clear mid, then rotate to do like a camp or gank or whatever. Just get back to clear mid when it crashes. You're on one side lane, Falstad's on another. Doesn't really matter which one. There's arguments for either. Especially since, well, objective has shown up. It's going to be bottom. But yeah. So anyway, I think this rotation, not great, because Falstad's already getting a side wave. Really, you should be going bot and freeing up Muradin. Muradin does not want to be here. Muradin wants to be able to play the map more, look for rotations, look for ganks. He's just kind of going to sit here and not do much bot. And then you're taking a whole bunch of damage rotating into Dahaka, which you could have guessed was here. You saw him and Falstad rotating up, rose together. Falstad is showing on this wave. Dahaka's not, so logic dictates he's still going to be somewhere in this area. Now you pop D when you're not really taking damage. I guess it could have been to decentivize Dahaka from chasing. Not quite sure. Yeah, I'm just gonna like no, really, yeah. I think again, you should be down here. Falsight can stay up there. It doesn't. There's good arguments for either. It should be Falstad on one side, you on another. And like there's the argument for you top because you're the off lane. It's easier for you to split soak. You want Falstad slightly closer to the team. But then you can also say Falstad top because he has a global. Either works. I can see either. But and once Falstad started going up top, it's best for you to just go down mid and relieve Muradin. And really, Falstad's relieved. You should go in camp, or Zul'jin should go in camp. Okay, cool. So now you see that there's multiple people here. So you are just gonna park yourself behind the wall and not run out until you know that they're not here. This is dangerous. I think using adrenaline here is a mistake. You generally want to save adrenaline for either when you're trying to DPS burst someone down, you need the move speed to run away or run in, or you're trying to blow up a wave. None of those are really relevant. You're just kind of poking Dahaka here. You're not really trying to burst them down at all. You're not in a position to blow up a wave, and if you try to, you're going to get tongued. And you're not moving anywhere, so you don't need the movement speed. It is a low cooldown, it has no cost, so it's not like you waste too much here, but potentially if you save it, potentially if you let Dahaka push the wave in, then pop adrenaline and just blow up the wave before it hits your towers, that's better. Yeah, this is okay. This is why I'm assuming you're struggling because you're not expecting Dahaka enough. You're just kind of auto attacking the wave and standing in his W, eating free auto attacks and not really giving much back. Um, without your D up, Dahaka is probably going to outtrade you, especially without using any of your abilities. You really just auto attacked. He used both his Q and his W there. Really, you just want to kind of hang back, Q the wave for poke, and D CDR. When D's up, you can maybe look for a trade. I know you don't know this, but right now you should probably just step behind gate and WQ to heal up. You have full mana. Definitely don't want to face check bushes. You're low enough that he has kill pressure if you do something stupid here. Also, when the wave's coming up, just Q it. WQ's a little bit of a waste of mana, but you do have full Q, and apparently you thought that would heal you. So stepping up like this, a little risky. Again, you can stay back. You can, like, he's clearing the way for you. Whenever this happens, whenever you're just 1v1 to land, you don't need to rotate anywhere. There's nothing you really need to else look out for. If they're higher health than you and are out trading you, and they're clearing the wave, just let them. They'll push the wave into you, you can collect it near your wall. That's perfectly fine. So stepping up this far makes you take minion aggro, let it fall back. Again, you're low, you need to conserve your health bar. Just fall back, let them start hitting the tower. They can like plink the tower a little bit. That's fine. Like they're dead. So you know Dahaka's up here, so you want to play further down here. You have tap up soon. Also, I just fall back and tap. You can throw like a Q there, that's fine. Just throw a Q. Sure, WQ's a little bit of a waste of mana, but again, you're full mana, so I suppose it's not that bad. You're about to get tongued, yeah. Always play around the minions. If the minions are about to die, he's going to look to tongue you. He's shown he's aggressive already, and he's going to want to trade. Just take the tap, step up, clear this. Hello. E him, yeah. Wait, he's trolling. What? What? Yeah. So, like, I mean, I'm distracted by the Karazim, beating you a free kill as well. But again, you know Dahaka He's going to be playing around bushes. He's been shown to play around this. You know he's going to be looking for drags. So you've got to position accordingly. Like, you can... Like, yeah, let's fast forward through Karazim's Giga Int. You love to see that. You really do. I don't know what the hell that was. Yeah, so here you don't see Dahaka. There's no reason he should have backed. So he's either in this bush or these bushes. You can check them with Q. He's probably in these bushes because that's where you've seen him hiding for most of this laning phase. So position accordingly. You walk up near the bush. If you want to clear these and you think he's in the top bush, which is a good chance he is, you position down here to clear. If you're not sure, press Q in a bush to check if he's there. He's either in this bush or this bush. Those are the two that are dangerous to you, at least. If he's in this bush, you'll see him coming for you. You have more time to react. And as soon as he... This is just a reaction type thing. As soon as he pops out, you can try and dodge the tongue. You're a little late on it. Fortunately, if you have adrenaline to run away, that's a good use of it. So this... Your struggles with Dahaka here kind of come down to two things. First, you're taking all this damage in mid, which means you have to burn your tap and even still come top lane with little resources while Dahaka's on full resources. And then your second mistake is just disrespecting Dahaka during like that first wave crash and eating all of his abilities, and then being even further down on health. And then your successive other mistakes are letting him tongue you and not playing around tongue and his bushes and his trading patterns. Don't be afraid to use Q. Q is a very low mana cost and does a lot of damage, a ton of damage if you hit both streams. So on this guy, you could Q him and easily hit both streams. Ditto on like minion waves and like even trades. Q is your bread and butter. Just keep using Q when you're trying to do stuff. I like clearing another wave here. Yep, just be careful of Dahaka. Alright, so you kind of half did two things here. You see him running at you, and you walk away, which is cool. But then after you get out of the minions that protect you from the tongue, you throw an auto attack at him to trade back. If you want to trade back into him, stay in the minion wave so you're harder to tongue. If you're trying to run away, continue trying to run away. Really, what you could have done is he runs at you, you step back a little bit over to here, and then E back towards your towers. Start to E in the minions so he can't tongue you. You could press adrenaline to run away. This is D after you've already taken the damage, and when you're also trying to run away, which is pretty much of a waste of D. You want to use, like all armor, you want to use D when you're about to take damage, not when you're kind of after. When you popped the D, you were kind of no threat. He threw his trading at you, and you were running away. He wasn't going to hit you anymore. So now your D's down, and you're low. You really should just probably back here. You can survive this, especially if you know how to heal up, which unfortunately you don't. But hopefully by this point you do. Will help you a lot. Just throw Q on him. Yep, and then back off. Again, he's clearing the wave here. Just let him get the wave to your gate and clear it from there. If you want, you could probably communicate to your team that you have no prio and Dahaka's going to get there ages before you. Honestly, though, I wouldn't even come at all. I'd just stay top. Build up a decent amount. Yeah, he burrowed bot. I'd just stay top, push another wave in. Clear this really quick with adrenaline. Nice. Yeah, not too much you could do about that. If you were higher health and were able to step up, what you could have done is chased him around, made it so he'd have to go behind his gate to dig. Because right now, if we go back, what I'm assuming he did when we last see him, yeah. So let's go to all vision here. What I'm assuming he did is objective came up, he walked into this bush and just dug down. He didn't even pop into the bush. He's literally just out of vision. Yeah. So if you were higher health and able to do so, you could have stepped up and harassed him and delayed his burrow down. Because if he tries to burrow here and you have vision of him because you're harassing him, you can just E him to interrupt it. You're number 6, right? Sure. But you're not high enough health to do that. If you try that, he just chunks you even more. Yeah, at this point, he's down there. He immediately gets a kill. everybody's basically lost. Just stay top and clear another wave. I would probably clear this. By the way, when the wave's walking in a line, Q it. If you aim your Q right, you can get crossfire procs, that additional 164 damage to the entire minion wave, and it'll chunk the entire thing very well. Yeah, so right here I mount up and start heading mid. Rotate this away because you see these fellows, they might rotate up and you don't want to get caught in the rotation path. Cool, fantastic. Yep, so you're just gonna rotate down. This is a little bit dangerous, but I think it's fine. You're gonna clear this mid wave, then you're gonna mount up and probably just head back top. Crossfire on the wave as it's coming in. I would have helped clear a little bit, especially since you're getting hit by the ranged minions. Either help clear or run away before you mount. It's just delayed your rotation. The little thing you can do, by the way, that I don't think you're doing because there was a bit of a delay there. When you want to mount up and rotate, you can press Z to mount up and then hold shift and then right click where you want to go. That shift keys the move, so as soon as your first command, your mount is done, you'll start doing the second command, the move. And that means there's just no delay between you mounting and moving. As soon as your mount's done, you'll start moving in the direction you want to go. And then after that, you can start moving with some more fine control, but just like Z, shift, right click in the top lane means you're going to start moving in that general direction. So there's no delay. Yeah, you gotta watch those tongues. So the E, 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 E. Any E's? Any ears? Any ears? You have a stun button. You have a stun button. You. All right. So you have a solid long ass time to press E, and you chose to press E when he was after he pressed his "you can't E me" button. Now, in fairness, he may have been waiting for you to E to stasis, and he just did it here because you never pressed it and he's near his gate. So perhaps you were trying to save E for after he stasised, which is valid to an extent, except nothing else really forces him to stasis. Like what's this scenario here? You E him now, he stasises. So then you go over him, and you're in this position to body block. That's still fine, because like between the three of you can body block him, which is also really great CC. The fact that you don't E here, he's taking a whole bunch of regeneration, there's nothing really forcing him to E, so he just kind of gets to walk out. Now he E's, and now you E, which is just really egregious, and he just lives. In fact, you actually die here because you let him get that burrow. Or let's get that drag.
Gather tribute or face my curse.
So yeah,
The choice.
I think if you play that better, you can get that kill, or at the very least, you don't die. That's largely kind of your fault as to how that gank went. I would head mid here just to help clear this out. Heading top is largely irrelevant. Again, Falstad clears this fine. He's only rotating out because you're here. Falstad could have cleared that fine, and you could have... Because your Zul'jin here has to clear this camp. If you were mid and you help clear this camp faster, Zul'jin can rotate to objective. Falstad always has a global. He can always rotate quickly, and he clears faster than Zul'jin does, especially since Zul'jin has this camp to also clear. How it is right now is your team is 3 on objective, and I think you get this kill because this Kerosene is inting for second, maybe third. Did I see another Kerosene kill at some point? No, second time in a row. So I do think you win this, but I think it would have been better if you were mid, because this is only working because Kerosene turbo inted. Let's go back to this. So now here you're going in. You're actually, sorry, hiccups. You're actually going into that full resources, and Dahak goes down some resources. So theoretically, you're favored here. Let's see how you do this. You're the minions. He can't Q, so let's just throw some abilities at him. In the minions, he can't Q. And minions are... That's isolation that just missed, by the way, so that's great. Minions are about to die, so he's gonna get a Q on you. So what's your plan here? Honestly, I would just E out. Because you kind of equalize the health because you stood in his W and let him auto attack you, while you were only using auto attacks. Again, Q is a really great DPS tool for basically everything, and you should be using it a lot more than you are. Now the minions died, you're taking minion aggro, and you got Q'd. And again, you're just kind of trying to auto attack him. Dodge that Q, nice. But this is, yeah. You keep disrespecting his W damage, basically. You keep thinking if you just sit there and auto attack him, he's just gonna lose, and that's not the case. He has more sustain than you in combat. He has a giant stun that helps trade a bunch. He has his W damage, and you're not even using your Q. You're just auto attacking him. He has so many more good trading tools, and you're not using any of yours. Like if you know E him, hit him in the W, throw the Q at him, press your D. D actually does D's in DPS as well, and the armor. You press all your buttons, maybe you can trade with him, sure, but you're pressing none of your buttons, and he's pressing all of his. And again, as I think I said a while ago when you first started with this, the real issue is you shouldn't even be trying to trade with him. Like again, neither Dahaka and Blaze are considered two of the best offlaners because you can't really punish them. Like really, what you both want to do is clear the wave and rotate to team fights. Both of you are so incredibly tanky that if you're playing well, which Dahaka is and you aren't, you can't really be forced out of lane. Like, the fact that you're trying to trade with him at all is a mistake in the first place. Like, he would have to do the equivalent of what you're doing for you to really do anything, which would be he kind of just walks at you and auto attacks you a whole bunch. He doesn't use any of his abilities. In which case, sure, you win the trade. Nice E. Good dodge on tongue.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
Oh, you're gonna clear another wave here. Keep an eye on the bushes. You know Dahaka's gonna be sitting in one of them. Probably one of these two bushes. I wouldn't face check. Okay, so he's not in that bush, he's in this bush. Good, yep. Yeah, just let him push the wave to you. Cool. Dodge.
Fort has fallen.
Alright, now I start rotating down. Dahaka's probably in this bush. Careful. That bush. Good try. I would have thrown the W on him. He has a lot of move speed. Yeah, so you either need to throw the W on him, then E, or predict the E better, because he's got Z1 here, which enhanced agility. He has a lot of move speed in bushes. Let's go back to that again. So if you want to E him, you need to, yeah, you needed to E like up this away, because all that move speed means by the time the initial E channel goes out, he's already gonna be up there. We'll throw W on it. Throw W on this guy. Oh, you don't have it. You just used it. Yeah, you want W that way is kind of bad. You want to throw W more that way to cut off his escape. Like he's not gonna go up because all your team's up. He's either gonna go down this way or down this way. Down this way is worse for you because he's probably gonna escape if he goes there because his fort's right there. Down this way is more manageable. So if you throw your W down this corridor, if he goes down this way, he's gonna be stuck in W for longer. But also throw W right here to try and catch him in either if he goes either way, but I like this way better just because if you throw it this way, he'll only be in it for a little bit before he gets out, whichever way he goes. Fortunately, he 7-sided and you're fine. Let's go back to your POV. Hello? There you go. Let's also rewind a little bit. Alright. Go down here. Frag. You should be not really aiming like up there-ish if you want to E now. Take a bit to react, and you should aim now up here. Honestly, even the angle you're showing, you're not even gonna hit him without the move speed. Like, he's not in this path anyway. Anyway, Rhaegar's out. Throw him a little bit. Yeah, at this point, you want to throw W on him right now, really. Q first, which is fine. If you hold W to see where he goes, yeah, and then this W is not great because it's already out. Honestly, I would have stepped in the 7-sided and thrown Bunker down. Bunker for your team's going to be really good here. Dump Bunker. Dump Bunker. Your entire team's in a range to get in Bunker. This is such a good Bunker angle. Please, I'm begging you. Bunker. Oh my god. Okay, cool. Yeah, you saved Bunker way too long. Bunker's not relevant for your team here. Uh, Over here was relevant because you were all brawling. At this point, False has ghosted them all away. And you're kind of just, this is your side, this is their side. You want Bunker in them. Um, like here, you can Bunker, you can throw a couple flame streams, but that's kind of it. You have to get out immediately if you want to keep chasing. You're also low. You want to press Bunker earlier because ideally Bunker negates the damage that's done to your health bar if you're sitting in it. If you're not sitting in it, you've jumped in, thrown a flame stream, you jump out, and now you have 25 armor. And armor, um, again, like I said before at the start of the game, armor is more relevant the more health you have because it multiplies your effective health. You have not much health, so this 25 armor isn't doing much. You still can't really go in there. If you have high health, this 25 armor means you can go in there and take 25% more damage. Like 25% more of 500 is not as much as 25% more of 4,000. Just sitting in the bunker doesn't do anything. Also press the flame stream in the bunker, please. Any Wers? Alright, so you win this team fight. Alright, either go clear top, which is the correct play, or back, which is also a good play. Cool, you get curse. Good tap. Yeah, and you just want to start pushing in out as much as you can. Bot's fine. Daka's just sort of managing that. He can't really push, so you're getting top and mid instead. I don't hate boss after. Obviously contingent. Use your Q, by the way. I don't remember this. This should be on the current patch. Like you doesn't yeah, non-structure enemies, so it doesn't crossfire towers, but it's still damaged. Again, just use your Q very liberally. The only time you don't want to use your Q is when it would ignite oils that you want to keep people slowed in. But there's no oils. That's not relevant here, so just throw your Q. Even if it doesn't do crossfire damage, it's still good damage. It's gonna be a big feedback at the end of this, I think. Use your Q a lot more frequently. I don't think boss is correct here, by the way. Like, you can boss after the objective, but you still have 20 seconds on objective. You can push up a lot more. You could get this wall and then boss. Like, you're wasting half of your objective time here. There's after is fine as long as they're not on it, which I don't think they are. Yeah, they're gonna be clearing. Well, I guess if you use this, you get your boss and then you run at bottom boss. You have Gust up. It's fine. You have. Where are you going? If your team is going boss, you need to be going boss with them, buddy. This is. You're trolling. This is bad. If Team L dies on boss, it's your fault. Daleka's not actually top. He has global. You don't. This is not good. Yeah. This is like a major misplay on your part. Team called boss and you're not coming. You don't actually pressure this Dahaka. You can get... Okay, luckily your team got a pick. But then you got a counter kill. Like, yeah, I don't like this. If you think your team should have pushed with top boss instead, that's valid, but you have to say that. Like, I don't hate the call to push top, but you didn't say anything. Team said we're going bot boss, and no one disagreed, so bot boss is the call. It's not a bad call. Like, pushing top is not a bad call either, but you gotta do something together. This split is a little bad. Good E out. Fortunately, nothing like went horrendously wrong, but you got this top, the end result of this call. Like, you got top wall, which you could have gotten with the curse anyway, and arguably boss just gets by itself, maybe not. It's sketchy. Maybe you being here secured this top wall. You could have gotten that pushing with the curse instead of doing boss, by the way. Um, and you do not get their bot boss. You traded a 1-for-1 for a pick, which isn't really relevant. And did you lose mid wall for this too, for being chopped? Or did you have mid wall before? I don't think you did. No, you didn't. Okay. Yeah. So you didn't really gain anything from this play. You got a top boss. You used 20 seconds of the curse to get top boss, which gets this top wall, which you could have gotten with the curse anyway. So net neutral on that play. Um, if anything, it's worse because now your boss is dead. You could have gotten top wall and then top boss and pushed for a keep. So arguably, you just did the worst thing. You could have gotten top boss into bot boss, and that would have also been a great play. But you didn't do that either because you weren't. Basically, what I'm trying to say is your decision to go top um, didn't necessarily lose your team anything, but it didn't gain them anything either. You turned what could have been a double boss into bot fort push into kind of a nothing. Traded 1-for-1. It's whatever. Like boss fights are really good for you. You have Blaze, you got Bunker, you got Gust. Um, you got a lot of boss control power. Your point fights are very good. I like you going bot. Whilst it's hard thing. Zul'jin is grabbing bot, which is wait, they're on this. Wait, they were just on this. They are on this. They're on this right now. They see you, by the way, on creep. Wait, there's no way. It's just that guy. Yo, Karazim donating a win. Let's go. You don't. Nah, you can take a fight here. Honestly, just do this. Yeah. Just no. Do it. Do it. Do it. What do you mean danger ping? Why? You just gotta pick. It's 5v4. You do this. Do this. Up your team with this. Contribute damage. Where are you going? So what if they step on point? You have Gust and you have Bunker. Like if they're not actively threatening you, you just had to burn Ancestral because you went and traded with Zebo.
I grow tired of your petty squabble.
Alright. Good outcome anyway though. Look at this guy. Ah, he's out. Alright. It's fine. I like clearing mid here. That's good. I would clear this and then clear another mid wave. Just stick around in case team needs you. I wouldn't go top here. Yeah, I would just clear this mid wave. This team wants to be making plays here. They're pushing bot forward. They have this objective to take. There's things happening here, and now they're 45 and they can't really make these plays. Like if you want to split with them for a little bit, you can clear this mid wave, but you really want to be around them here. And yeah, now they're like once again, you've turned what is uh essentially a good play where you could get something, your team could get something into nothing really happened because you're not with them and fighting down numbers. Like you're getting more soak, which is nice, but this is fine. You just put for they're just kind of fighting randomly. Like you're just not getting as much value as you're missing. This is a really sus rotation. I don't know what you're looking for with that. You're probably gonna need to pop either Bunker or D to live this, because Gauch is, yeah, gonna throw you here. Should have popped D way earlier. Again, armor better, or oh, you have to pop both. Yeah, so because you decide to rotate down behind two enemy team members that you saw in full vision, it's not a good job. You just lost both of your major defensive cooldowns for absolutely nothing. If you clear wave and then just rotate down here and defend at fort, you're fine. And you don't need to blow those cooldowns.
That looks fun. Think I'll join you.
Kinda wish you were closer, but your team does have a numbers advantage here, so it's fine. I would start looking to rotate up, though, because they are, yeah. Like, you're just... I don't know. You need to be rotating to these fights where your team's actually doing something. Again, you have better team fight than they do. You want to leverage that. Like, they're losing this because they're just down a member. If you get this fort, maybe it's okay, but they're also getting a top fort here, so it's not even that worth. There's Tahaka. He's gonna look to tongue you. Good dodge.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time? Fort lost.
You didn't even get bot fort. So for the price of soaking a couple bot waves, not even getting bot fort, you lost a guy and lost top fort. Oh, and mid fort. I guess that's not really on you, though. This guy's a little far up. As soon as I stop a lens. Yep, yeah. Nice. Hit him with the Q. Press Q at literally any point. Cool. Good kill. Yep, looking here is good, because you're now up numbers. Yeah, your Murderous should be fine. Cool, nice find, and they all die here, and you win the game. Cool, I assume. Use, like, remember, use your abilities. Again, you're spending so much time auto-attacking. You have so many good utility abilities that you're not throwing down. Like, this guy, E him. You're just auto-attacking him. Throw a W down or something. There's one W. Throw a W down here. Remember, you took nanomachine coding, yeah? Yeah, that's nanomachine coding. So even if you just tag them with the W for a little bit, they have massive attack speed slows for the next 4 seconds. Then use bunker earlier. Like, look, you press bunker and immediately 2 people got it, and now they have 50 armor. Amazing. Throw W's down. W over there. W through there. Nice E. Nice. Cool. Run mid. Or bot, I suppose. Either works. Mid's got a bigger wave. Yeah, I like going mid. Let's try and... Cool. Auto attack got a little cancelled. This guy's dead. Yeah, press D, press all your buttons on him. That's a weird E. It's a little bit of an overchase. You honestly should just be hitting core at this point. Attack the core, not the keep. You could end here if you're attacking core. All keeps is a little troll because it gives them more time to get up. I think you still win, but like... The core could be dead by now. Cool. And that's GG. Alright. Summary here. Talent builds, fine, standard offlane blaze stuff. No complaints about your talents, although in fairness it's hard to pick bad talents on Blaze. Oh, the gameplay is more interesting though. So, first area of feedback, use your abilities more, especially Q. And Q, very low mana, low cooldown, contributes a lot of damage. Especially if you hit both flame streams. Anytime you're trying to hit something, um, heroes, minions, whatever, just throw Qs at them as well. The only time you don't want to throw Q is when it would ignite an oil that you want people to stay slowed in. But lots of times that wasn't relevant. You're still not throwing Q. So work on that. W and E as well. You're holding those a lot. You're spending a lot of time, honestly, and bunker and D, all of your stuff. You're spending a lot of time just sort of standing in the middle of the fight, auto attacking, which, is nice. You're contributing some damage, but it would be better if you were auto attacking and also they were slowed and attack speed slowed by oil, or also they were stunned by your E, or also they were taking damage from your D and you were taking a lot less damage in return, or there was a bunker in the middle of the fight that your team could use. You don't need to stay in bunker too, by the way, but I think you know because you were sort of getting out of it. You didn't really use it enough for me to tell, but you can dump bunker in the middle of the fight, throw a flame stream, get out, throw a couple auto attacks, get back in bunker, and just sort of cycle the armor. And every time you exit bunker, you gain armor for 2 seconds. So you can get in, throw a Q from bunker, and then Q has a cooldown, so you get out of bunker, throw some auto attacks while you have armor. When the armor's about to run out, or when the bunker Q's off cooldown, get back in bunker, throw another Q, and rinse and repeat. Works especially well with the 20 upgrade, where you then get 50 armor when you exit. So yeah, use your abilities a lot more. And then the other big thing is, uh, I think you're kind of going a little bit too much in the opposite direction, which is good. Like you're looking for soak, which is nice, but I think you're going too much in that path and not being with your team enough when they're trying to get value. The big things were with the top boss. Your team got top boss called for bot boss. Just go for it. Go for it with them. You get a lot more value being with them for that play than you get being split top. And then later, after you get bot boss, stay with your team to help get the fort. In both those cases, the fact that you weren't with them meant that they couldn't really do what they wanted to do. And you got some waves, sure, but you could have gotten a lot more value being with them. It's, in fairness, I think it is a bit of a difficult skill to evaluate on the fly whether you need to be with your team or not. Um, I think it's the mark of a very good off lane when they're somehow constantly always on the map, but also with their team exactly when they need to be. Um, so I don't think this is like a rookie mistake you're making here. But it's something you could serve to develop some more. And then finally, since you were asking about the Dahaka matchup in lane, it's just kind of an extension of you not using your abilities and also disrespecting his damage. A lot of the time, you were just sort of standing on top of him, auto attacking him. You're not using abilities; he's using all his abilities. So yeah, he's gonna win. Um, and again, if you not super confident with the trades, just don't trade. Like as Blaze, you're just fine clearing the waves and not doing anything. The only way you really lose as Blaze in lane is if you eat your health bar. You always have the option to clear waves from range, not really interact with your opponent, uh, and just scale for team fights. The only way you lose is if you kind of do what you did, which was walk up and take a whole bunch of free damage. And even then, you didn't really die. You died once from a really bad gank uh, that you screwed up, but he didn't really kill you in lane. He never really had the ability to finish you off. You always could fall back and play safe. Yeah. Um, that's all that I've got. I think I can't think of anything else major I witnessed. So hopefully that helps you. Always, if you got any follow-up questions, feel free to ask. Um, but good luck in your future games.